Hi guys, how's it? I know that I typically don't do these videos. I wait until the lineup for the opposite team is announced. But after this Springbok starting 15 and run on 23-man squad for the game against France this week, I just couldn't help it, man. I had to get into it. I've had a lot of debate, some of my followers, and I've gained a lot of new followers this last weekend. Obviously, a lot of Irish fans. Welcome to the channel. I am an American Springbok fan. I love the game of rugby union. I will cover the international season as it goes through, and then starting after first of the year, we will get into Major League Rugby season. For any of you guys that are new to my channel, Major League Rugby is the newest competition in rugby union. It's the North America's only professional rugby union competition. Was a 13-team league, will be a 11-team league. A little bit of shifting in it and whatnot, but we have a local site here called the Dallas Jackals, and I just love covering, having my own team in the backyard. I was fortunate enough to spend some time overseas where the game of rugby was a much more popular sport. Now I live here in the U.S., and I just kind of continue following along with the sport. And as I'm looking in the camera, I realize, wow, yeah, you can tell I cut off a lot of my beard this week. I went back to the company that I left a year ago. I've been with this company for 11 years. I went back to it this week. It's been absolutely keen being back in the office, seeing all the old faces, because a lot of these people I hadn't seen in 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. So it's been like 3 years since a lot of these people have seen me in person. And it's been really good just kind of catching back up with a lot of my former colleagues. And I also work with an Irishman. I was hoping to be able to walk into work on Monday morning with a big old grin on my face, but as soon as he walked by, he kind of glanced a smile at me, and I told him to get away, go away, Fetsuck, get out of here, man. I don't want to deal with you right now, but it's all in good fun. Great win for the Irish. It was a fun game to watch. Lots of blood being spilled. So, yeah, it was a great one. If you have not been able to go back and watch it, go and watch it however you can. It was an absolutely great game to watch. So let's talk about this 23-man roster announced by Coach Jacques Nienaber and co. We'll go ahead and go through the starting 15. We get a switch up. We get the guys that are running on this week. We get the starting of Oxenche, Bongi Manumbi, and Franz Maherba. Injury to Lou DeHugger in last week's game. We saw him kind of go off. It looked like maybe a shoulder and arm issue. So we will get Eben Etzebeth and Franco Muster as the locking starting duo at lock. No change at the 6, 7, and 8. We get Sia Khaleesi captaining the side, Peter Seftotoy, and Jasper Visa. A little bit of a change. We will get Faf de Klerk starting at scrum half, and Damien Valemza starting at first 5/8. Once again, not really too keen on that one. A little bit of change at the number 11 jersey. We'll get Kurtley Arenza, the try scorer last week, starting at number 11 this week, and his opposite will be Cheslin Colby going back to his rightful place at the other wing there. We get Damian Dialendi, Jesse Carrill, no change to the centering combo, and Willie LaRue, the veteran back there at fullback. The bomb squad, we get Malcolm Marks, Kitsoff, and Vincent Koch. We know what Malcolm Marks is capable of, getting that ball, turning it over. We get Marvin Ori coming in as a lock replacement. We get Quagga Smith, a guy, like I said, really enjoy watching him play. A 5-3 split coming off the bench this week. A gentleman, the scrum half replacement, a gentleman that I will discuss in great deal, Jacobus Kobus Reinach. That man should be getting a lot more playing time than he is. The big shocker making his debut will be Mannie Libbock at fly half. Hopefully a capable boot when we need it. And in the number 23 jersey, a rare coming off the bench appearance from Makasoli Mapimpi. The bulls up, the fingers up as he crosses the try line. Hopefully we can see a bit of that. But yeah, let's go back to Jacobus Reinach, okay? I did a video about about a year ago where I was talking about my 5 favorite players in World Rugby at the time, and number 1 was Faf de Klerk. Okay, I've enjoyed Faf ever since his time with the Lions. his debut. He leaves the squad for a while, goes overseas, obviously, ends up making his way back onto the squad when Rassi takes over. And, I've enjoyed, it's cool to see, like, the short little blonde-haired guy that could probably be a shampoo model if he, probably is a shampoo model. And I've always just enjoyed him, but it's become kind of he's a bit of a predictable player. He's going to kick a lot. He block kicks a lot. He's good at block kicking, but it's gotten to be a bit predictable. So we got to see, a year ago, we got to see Jaden Hendricks come in, and then he got injured. It was a nasty, nasty leg injury. I remember even watching it live and going like, ow, that's going to hurt. Him taking some time off, obviously, and has come back in and kind of become more of the mainstay at scrum half. But a guy like Jakob Kobus-Reinach, who I think is absolutely world-class at the position, and also possesses the body type. I mean, he's a little bit more of a wide body guy, very upper body strength. And for like a team that, our big thing is, to quote Rassi, fucking them up physically, you need a big body. Yes, I get it, the scrum half is usually the smaller guy on the team, but like, damn, if we're going to fuck teams up physically, let's do it through the whole roster, man. Let's have guys that could do that from 1 through 15. Every guy could do it. And I think, Kobus-Reinach has that ability, because he could play, he'd be a small flanker, but he could play flanker. He's kind of got like that Quagga Smith kind of body type, and I love Quagga Smith, another guy that's like, I wasn't too keen on in the beginning, and then he's just grown on me more and more, just because, much like Malcolm Marks, he's going to be looking for the turnover. He's going to be looking for a turn. Man, when the rucks happen, you better watch him, because he's going to dig. He's going to try and get a ball. He's going to try and get his hands on the ball and get those turnovers. And I feel like we took 6 scrum halves into this development. 6. Go look at the sheet. 6. I don't think we need to have that many scrum halves coming around. I'm good with 3. And I think we need to definitely be giving Kobus a bit more time on the pitch. Just because, like I said, dude, Faf is getting very, very predictable in the way that he is with the ball. It's almost like you can pretty much tell 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Like you could tell what he's going to do. And I think we need to give guys like Kobus a lot more time with the ball. Let's see what they can do. Like, look, Hendricks is young. He's young. It's not like Kobus and Faf are old, but they're older. And I think for a team that has always depended on those veteran guys, man of the match for the Rugby World Cup Championship was Dwayne Vermeulen. No spring chicken. We had Beast on that team. It was the last run for him, like we've always been kind of known as that team that has those older guys on the team. Fran Stain, Morny Stern, Willie LaRue at this point's kind of getting up there a bit too. He's getting pretty gray in the hair there. And it's like, we've always kind of been that team that's always had those veteran guys that we kind of anchor things around. Let's give Kobus a little bit more time, man. He could be that veteran guy. You never know. So I'm very happy with his selection. I just wish he was starting, to be honest with you. I don't mind Faf. I think he's still world class, but nobody's picking the Springboks to win this game. I'm not saying this as, the fair weather fan. Nobody is picking us to win. I'd like to make those people eat a giant shit sandwich. I'd like us to win this game and prove everyone wrong that, we're still world champions, guys. But nobody's picking us to win. Nobody on earth is, nobody that I've really heard of, other than, like I said, Springbok fans sometimes, but even a lot of Springbok fans are like, no, we're going to get fucking killed this weekend. They're going to beat the shit out of us, and it's like, I don't want that. I'd like for those people to eat a shit sandwich and be like, hey, yeah, we won. But I just also kind of feel like there's a bit of staleness in some of our selection too. We were exposed this last weekend with Ireland, and our big is that we don't have a reliable boot. You know, they had Johnny Sexton and Joey Carberry. I know we didn't see Carberry do much, but he can kick. We've seen it. We saw him do it against New Zealand. Joey Carberry is very capable at kicking. We didn't have it. Valemza was rubbish, and Cheslin Colby was even worse. Now, do I think we might have possibly found an answer? I don't know. Like, I've watched Mannie, his highlights. He is very reliable at the URC and what used to be Super Rugby level. But that doesn't always translate, you know? I'm hoping that we get to see him for more than 15 minutes. I'm hoping that, hey, you know, I don't want to crap on Valemza because under the ball he's great. It's just when it comes to kicking conversions and penalties, he's just not reliable. And even Andre Pollard at times is not reliable. He'll go through games where I'm like, why the hell are we even dressing this guy anymore? Elton Yankees used to be in my good graces, and I know a couple of my followers still are all on the Yankees train. He's kind of fallen off for me. You know, I loved him when he kicked for us to win against New Zealand, and he's had some good games here and there, but to me, he's just not what he used to be. I think with the Lions, when you had him and Faf de Klerk, he was able to play his style of game, but I think with the Springboks, it kind of stifles some of that because you don't build around that aspect of the game. And maybe we should. Maybe we should be producing, you know what I mean, competent kicking en masse, because we seem to produce everything else very well en masse. You know, Kurtley Arenza, you know, we got to see Kenan Moody this year, you know, Fassi, not really maybe where he used to be, but you know what I mean? Like, we've got plentiful wings. Missing a bit of Lucanio obviously, because him and Allende just do so well together. You know, but we have Esterhuizen, also world-class center. We don't seem to rack up fly halves very well, and it's a bit disappointing. And I mean, like, yeah, I get it, Franz is not a fly half. If he hadn't have had those issues with kicking to touch in that game against Argentina, I think I'd probably be a little bit more on board of him doing more of the kicking. Obviously, he's not available because of injury right now. But it was the issues of kicking to touch that really kind of just like soured you real quick. Like, he's great kicking goal from 50 plus meters. It's awesome to see him kick penalties from that far out. It's so great, especially at his age. But like, he's not really reliable either. You know, you look at, you know, a team like the All Blacks, which I think they're still kind of in a tailspin regardless of beating the brakes off of a wounded Wales side. I love to have the problems they have when it comes to kicking. It's like, oh, hey, where do we put Jordy Barrett? Like, should he play at 15? Should he play at 12? Should he play at wing? He could play at all three of those positions, and he's great. You could have Richie Mo'unga have an off day and you let Jordy kick. Or you bring Bowden off the bench, or you bring D-Mac off the bench. These guys can all kick very, very well and very reliably. And all, with the exception of Richie, because I haven't really seen him play anything outside of first 5/8, could play multiple positions. I don't know if I would trust Andre playing anything outside of fullback or first 5/8. I've seen Valemza play a bit at different positions. I've seen him play center a bit at wing, bit at fullback. I think he's a great fullback. I don't think he's the greatest fly half. I've seen, you know, Fran Stain play at fly half, and like I said, outside of the kick to touch, he was pretty damn good. But like, why are we not plentiful at that? We should have brought 6 fly halves on the tour. Just let's see what the future has. We're supposed to be developing a team for next year's Rugby World Cup. Why I don't really feel like we're really developing it at this point, because we're just playing a lot of the same guys over and over again. Now, I get it. We saw that second game against the Welsh when we had Manchuku and Dweba and all those guys, and they struggled, but they're not going to get any better without playing time. That's all I have to say about that. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think. I'll leave a link to the lineup so you can kind of see. I'm just waiting on the French side to be named. We're already pretty sure it's going to be captained by Antoine Dupont. I'm going to say like an American DuPont, like an American would say Antoine Dupont. and we'll kind of see what they have to bring to the next game that we placed in the series. At 2 p.m. is like actually a late start for I think it's like a 9:30 p.m. start for France. It's like a 10 p.m. start for South Africa. It's a 2 in the afternoon game for here, us in America, here in the middle of America. And I will also be doing the USA versus Hong Kong game on Sunday. It's going to be at like 9 in the morning. So, but yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think? What were some of the issues that you kind of have, you know, with the selections here? Maybe there's some guys that maybe I don't know about, because I'm not living on the ground level in South Africa at the moment. And maybe there are some guys that, hey, man, if you know of anybody, pop a name in there. I'll see if I can learn about them. If there's like a guy playing at maybe schoolboy level in South Africa right now that maybe you think I should check out, let me know, dude. I'm more than cool. I love looking up stuff on YouTube. I love watching, thanks to some of my fans, I've gone and started watching a lot of those like late 70s, early 80s Springbok teams, and damn, they were dominant. We get sold that it's the All Blacks. No, man, the Springboks were dominating the All Blacks in that era, and it's so great to watch. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Cheers, guys.